Hello and welcome to a new series of RU Weather video broadcasts. I'm Simon and today I'll be taking you through a few of the factors that influence the type of weather that we get in this country during the winter. Namely, these are jet streams, the polar vortex and something called sudden warmings. Now, the jet stream is this band of fast-moving air in the upper troposphere that separates mild tropical air from cold Arctic air. And in some years, like December 2013, shown here, the jet stream is strong and guides a succession of Atlantic weather systems, bringing in mild Atlantic air, keeping that cold Arctic air at bay. And actually, December 2013 was the windiest on record for the country. Some years, however, like December 2010, shown here, which was the snowiest on record for the country, the jet stream weakens and tracks a lot further south, and that allows consistent outbreaks of Arctic air across the country. But what is it that causes this fluctuation with one year with a strong jet stream and another year with a weak jet stream? Well, one of the key factors is something called the polar vortex, which forms every year over the Arctic, up in the stratosphere. And there's a coupling between these strong westerly winds in the polar vortex and the westerly winds in the jet stream in the troposphere. And when the jet stream is strong, it's associated with a strong polar vortex. And if the polar vortex weakens, then that effect percolates down and we see a weakened tropospheric jet stream. What does this look like then? Well, this was January 2009 when a major southern stratospheric warming occurred and the vortex actually split into two pieces. That effect percolated down, it weakened the tropospheric jet stream, and we saw an outbreak of snow and cold conditions over the UK a few weeks later. So we need to be able to know whether we're going to see this, a sudden stratospheric warming, to know if we're going to see a widespread cold outbreak. One of the factors which can influence whether or not we see a major sudden stratospheric warming is something called the quasi-biennial oscillation, shown here, or QBO, which is a band of winds in the equatorial stratosphere that switches between a westerly phase one year to an easterly phase a few years later. Now, it's currently in an easterly phase, and that increases the risk of a major sudden stratospheric warming. So all the signs are looking good currently, let's say, for a major SSW. But if we look at the forecast, shown here in this dotted line, we aren't actually currently expecting to see one within the next 10 days. But there's still a lot of winter left, so we'll have to keep ourselves updated. Summarising then, the weather that we get in this country during the winter is driven strongly by what position and strength the jet stream takes up in the troposphere. This itself is influenced by what's going on with the polar vortex in the stratosphere. This year we have an easterly QBO phase which increases the risk of a sudden stratospheric warming, but there's not currently one in the forecast. So do stay tuned and enjoy the weather, whether you get snow or not. Thanks for watching.